Bird Box. Is it good? Or is it bad? Well, let me tell you something. It's pretty bad. It's Bird Box. It's great. I love it. It's great. It's great. I love it. Hey, fellow humans. It's me, Jason Steels Productions, coming at you with another video. Just kidding. It's my first video. So, I just pranked you twice in like 30 seconds. You just know how good this video is going to be. Just by like... you can already tell, so just don't click away. So, why is this movie bad? Well, we'll get into that. But mostly it has to do with the social impact that it's had on everyone. Like, I know so many people who have came to me and go, watch this movie, it's so good. What? I don't know. Okay, it's not good, alright? It's really bad. But we'll get into more information. But first, let's explore this wonderful world that is the plot. That's fun. Alright, boom, peace out.
So the plot is bad. Need I say more? Well, I will anyways. Suck it up. The story is split into two different stories, one that is 5 years in the future and one that is in the present day. At least I want to say it's in the present day. It could be like a week from now where the monster actually does get us. You never know. It's kind of scary. The present day plot is when the monster like spawns, is born. I don't know. It doesn't like to discuss this kind of stuff. Which it doesn't have to, I guess. As long as they make a good, competent movie, then us viewers don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. But they made a bad, incompetent movie, so we worry about this kind of stuff. The second plot line is 5 years into the future from the incident, and Sandra Bullock is presumably with her two kids going down the river. We don't know why, but that's good because it makes us intrigued. The weird thing is, I like this idea. It's freaking cool seeing the aftermath 5 years in the future, and we question why Sandra is in the forest with two kids. When she says at the beginning of the movie she doesn't want kids, it's interesting. How does Sandra grow, and why? This movie is headed into a good direction. Woo woo! But this is when shit hits the fan. Sandra goes to go get a baby scan to see her little one. Oh yeah, she's pregnant, but whatever. Then afterwards, she sees a guy bashing his head into a freaking window for no apparent reason. She's like, oh, that's not good. Where's the tension? To give credit, Sandra actually does look concerned, but the movie skips past any tension because now it's an action film, baby! Go, Sandra, go! Whoa! Watch out for that explosion. Oh man, look at that car. Whoa. No, it's supposed to be a scary movie. This was supposed to be an action movie. It'd probably be decent. I don't know. Her sister sees something weird and crashes into the car. Then it kills Sandra and her sister. The end. I wish. And I'm no car expert, but I've taken physics like in 9th grade, and that car crash should have killed them. Or at least Sandra's pregnant. At least her kid should have died. But no, she gets up like a god and she just brushes off like no biggie. What? I think the real monster in this movie is how zero emotion Sandra has when she sees her sister die. Apparently the monster kills anyone who sees death has no emotion. A lot of people in this movie, and usually the person who encounters a dead body, it's usually 5 seconds of screaming and then perfectly fine 30 seconds later. Sandra is rescued by some lovely family. Just kidding. These people are the freaking worst. When Sandra enters the house... Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to keep calling her Sandra because I don't remember her character's name. I've seen it like 3 times and I could honestly tell you I don't remember her name. It's bad. Yeah. So, when Sandra enters the house, she's greeted with, like I said, the worst acting of all time within this guy. And then there's the guy from Get Out. He's the crybaby. He's like, this is scary, trying to be a comic relief. And then there's a love interest. Ooh. Then there's 2 people that I'm not even going to talk about because then there's no point in talking about them. It's a police girl and a crack addict or something like that. Then, is there anyone else I'm missing? Let's see. Nah, there's nothing. They are in the Jurassic Park guy's house, or Jurassic World, you know that guy, the scientist dude? Yeah, we're in his house for some reason. Is it canon? Might be, you never know. Probably make a good twist because he's rich in this movie. And we get the worst acting performance by this old guy. And I've heard he's in good movies, but he's definitely not in this movie. Every line just feels like it's been one take, and he walks away with his paycheck. It's horrible. This is when people realize that you look at this thing, you kill yourself. Now, that's a good idea. Alright, I'm going to skip a lot because it's mostly filler till the end, but then they figure out that they have cameras in the house. Like, okay, like 5 days later, they figure out there's cameras in the house. Like, we're in the guy's house. He owns the house. He should know that there's cameras. I don't know. It's weird. And even seeing a picture of the recording kills you, which kills the Jurassic World guy, which I kind of like that dude. I don't know. I just like his face. Alright. So now that he's dead, the team sees him. The 5 seconds of, and then back to serious face. Like they don't even care. Like 5 seconds later, they're done. Zero emotion. They run out of food, so they go to a grocery store. But they paint the windows of the car and use the GPS truck to drive to navigate. It's really cool, actually. This scene is actually kind of cool and spooky. What? Is this like the only spooky scene in the movie? Yeah, it is. It's spooky because we're in a claustrophobic scene. It's shot like they're in a car, which they are, and it's cool because like it's claustrophobic. We don't know what's on the outside because the windows are painted. They look scared, at least. The acting is still pretty bad. So we enter the grocery store, and after the car ride, and once we go inside the grocery store, we get some very needed character development. You know, we know that the old cranky guy that I hate is an alcoholic, even though there's a much better scene where it's implied that he's an alcoholic rather than just ham-fisting it to you. The Get Out guy, his character development is that he dies. That's pretty fun. The door opens and we see this guy that says, let me in, let me in. They open the door and then the guy saves everyone by killing himself. That's pretty heroic. Heroic. Yeah, we're gonna keep that in. So that's some good character development, you know. And this is where we meet these weirdos that try to trick humans into seeing this beautiful thing that is the monster. I don't know, it's confusing. Like, does the monster choose who gets to be a slave for him and who gets to kill themselves? Like, we never see someone transform into one of these monsters. They're just walking around. They're just like, come see the light, ooh. And you can tell from their eyes that you can tell something's off through their eyes, which is kind of cool, I guess. Alright, so they make it home perfectly safe. We don't need to show it, whatever, it's fine. The pregnant lady comes in, and she's pregnant. That's her character. She's a pregnant lady. And she's like, oh, I'm pregnant. She's like, oh, when I die, I want you to take care of my baby. Oh, it's so great. Yeah, sure. Whatever. That's why we have 2 kids. That's why we see Sandra with 2 kids. I thought she maybe was going to have twins. But no, they subvert my expectations. And the second she says, I want you to take care of my kids, we know 5 years in the future, Sandra has 2 kids. So we know that lady's going to get wrecked. It loses all tension for her character. God, I think we need an intermission because I'm going a little crazy here. Intermission time. We also let another character in. We don't know his name. I don't remember any of these people's names except for the 2 kids. Sandra Bullock, when she gets kids, when they're born, she names them boy and girl. That's all I remember. Those are the only names I remember. I remember because because it's so stupid. Like, oh, I hate kids. I don't like them, so I'm gonna name my kids boy and girl. Like, is that a thing people do when they don't like kids? So we let another guy in. This guy acts weird. He looks weird. It's kind of obvious from the start that he's up to nothing. He's up to no good. Not nothing. He's up to no good. The old guy doesn't like him. He sees something weird. We're like, oh, yeah, that guy looks like a bad guy. We should probably throw him out of the house, but then an old lady hits his back and then he faints, and they throw him in the garage and lock him in the garage. And the first time I watched this movie, I thought that it was the old guy's house. They didn't really explain. Maybe I fell asleep when they discussed that it was Jurassic World guy's house, but I thought it was the old guy's house because it's the first character we see in the house. I don't know. So I was like, why did you just lock him in his own garage? That's kind of mean. Bad guy, this weird guy, he's up to no good. He's actually a bad guy. Who would have guessed? Pregnant lady dies. And everyone else dies through this bad guy. Except for the love interest. Of course. This movie is very, cliche, if you haven't guessed by now. Excuse me. They run away because their house got destroyed, or Jurassic World guy's house got destroyed. So they run away. They don't really discuss that. 5 years pass, and they've been found. Ooh, the kids are now 5 years older. And so then they hear about a supply center just south of the river. It's a 2-day journey, and then Sandra and Mr. Love Interest are debating. They say no, because that's dangerous, and we don't want the kids to die. And then the love interest dies, so now it's a yes. She brings the kids on a ride down a river. These scenes are the best part of the movie, by far, because I'm a sucker for the wilderness, and I love drone shots. Then they make me happy. They make it to the shelter, and boom, they reach a haven. Of course, it's a happy ending. Even the names of her own, she even names her own kids because they forgot her character arc. And that's Bird Box. It's great. My least favorite part about this is the ending, because normally horror movies have a twist ending. You don't have to have a twist ending. There's good movies like The Conjuring that has a good ending. There's, that doesn't have a twist. But oh my god, this doesn't have a twist, and they reach a safe haven. All right. Okay, I get it. They're in a metaphorical, or not metaphor. That's literal. They're in a literal bird box. Like, I thought the title was going to be a cute little, cute little metaphor. No, it's literally, they're in a freaking bird box. They're in like a dome kind of building that has windows to the outside, and it's like inside this dome building. It's like it's a blind person school, which is kind of funny because the only people that are alive are blind people. I like that. That was kind of funny. But inside they have birds, and then the birds shriek when they hear of the monster. Yep, not metaphorical at all. This movie is just messy. The scenes where she's in the wilderness and the present day switch until they eventually link. It messes me up because when I'm getting into one plot line, metaphorically, because I didn't get into any of these plot lines, it switches to the other one. It just hurts. And no, it's not stylistic, and Dunkirk does it way better. By the way, Dunkirk's a good movie. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. It's not 10 out of 10. I'll talk, I'm just gonna give out, it's like a 7. Good. The score's good. I'm not gonna talk about Dunkirk though. Before I go any further, this is supposed to be a thriller. Thrillers tend to have a spooky style, like Alien. I'm talking about Alien. Alien is a perfect example of a thriller, and it is shot perfectly. I mean, look at these shots. Bird Box doesn't know what style they want. The first encounter is shot like an action film, and the rest of the plot is filmed like a sitcom. It's literally has sitcom lighting. And a big factor of scary thrillers is the lighting, and Bird Box does not do a good job at this. The only good scenes where the thrill is the car scene, and maybe the birth scene. The one where the suspicious guy kills everyone. Yeah, that's a birth scene. That's where we get the kids. Another thing this movie is missing is any tension. Thrillers have tension. Like I said, all scary scenes are shot like an action scene. So wide shots, overhead shots, and drone shots. All these shots do the exact opposite effect of tension. Also, the atrocious editing. Any scary scene has like 5 different shots, quickly cutting. The best way to create tension is a prolonged shot. Now, by the way, can we talk about the title Bird Box? I like that. It's a good title, Bird Box. Maybe that's why people like it so much, because it's fun to say. Hey, you want to watch Bird Box? Hey, let's watch Bird Box. It's scary. No, it's not. Alright, so why do so many people enjoy this movie? Well, frankly, I don't know. It's literally it's one of those B-list movies that no one should care about, but they do. Like, that's the reason why I started talking about this one and why I made a freaking YouTube channel. Is because there's so many movies like Bird Box that don't get any attention, and they shouldn't. But Bird Box magically gets attention because Netflix, like, published it. There's a lot of Netflix films that are published that are bad. Why does this one get so much, like, praise? Like, I went to the Mall of America a couple days ago, and there were balloons that said Bird Box. Why? I don't know. Everyone told me about this movie too. Like, oh, Jason, watch this. It's so spooky. Like, did we watch the same movie? I even checked Netflix to see if there were, like, in fact, 2 different Bird Boxes and see if I watched the wrong one. And luckily have me, there's only one Bird Box, so I watched the right one. I don't know. Frankly, I'm disappointed. This was a cool idea, and it could have been amazing. If only it was good. Like another movie called The Quiet Place, but I'm not even going to talk about how similar those movies are because they're really similar, but I don't want to talk about that. I'm upset. You know, I started this YouTube channel to be like a lighthearted, fun guy who talks about movies and is charismatic and what have you, but as I'm reading my, like, cute little script that I have right there, that I haven't been looking at all I feel is disappointment, to be honest. I'm just sad. But yeah, I'm just sad. This is turned into I'm sad now. Anyways, us Netflix viewers can change what Netflix produces. We can. I definitely recommend the new Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which I think I'll review maybe like in a month or 2, I don't know. And also Roma. Roma's really good. That's produced by Netflix, and that's really good. That's a really good movie. I like it. I liked Roma. I really did. It's kind of a movie that you watch and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you sit on it, and when you sit on it and you watch it, you're like, oh, that was a good movie. You know what happened when I watched Bird Box? I sat on it and I threw up. Well, I wish I threw up. That would be an interesting turn of events. Don't watch Bird Box or you'll throw up. Do we want to live in a world where every movie is a cheap ripoff of another movie? Or do you want to watch something that's groundbreaking? I know I don't want to watch a groundbreaking film. I don't want every film to be groundbreaking. But I don't want every movie to be like this either. Like, you know, it's just bad. Well, I enjoyed making this. If you want more, let me know, because I'll write about any movie. Next week, if I decide to make a next week video, it'll be about Sea of Trees. It's Netflix. I think it's a Netflix movie. Wait, let me check. It might be. It might not be. I don't know. This is really awkward. Sea of Trees. Nope, that's not a Netflix movie. It's just... Oh, yeah. It's an A24 movie. That's why I like it. Shut up. Yeah, next week I'm going to talk about Sea of Trees and why I think that movie doesn't deserve the low ratings, because I think that was a good movie too. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And sorry if this gets posted a couple weeks after the Bird Box hype. I'm still getting this whole YouTube thing. Like, this is my first video. Well, thanks for your support, and follow me on Patreon, because I know I've seen YouTube videos. I know that some dude is gonna come and copyright this video because of infringement, even though fair use, baby. So if this gets, like, I don't know, a lot of views, and then people notice it and gets copyrighted, well, you can always support my Patreon. That's a good way to get paid, you know. Haha, suckers. If you liked my content and you want to see more and you want better production quality, because just let me know and I can make that happen for you guys. Thanks for your support, and peace out, losers.